Hey everybody. What's up? Oh goodness, I am tired. Today's been a big day today. That's why my hair is like this right now. And I don't have that much power in my voice like I normally do. I want to tell you guys about the day I had. Let me fix this camera a little bit. Okay, that's better. So, yeah, I want to tell you guys about the day that I had today. Before I do that, first of all, I would love for you guys to subscribe to this channel if you like the videos. Hit the subscribe button for more videos. If you like this particular video, give me a thumbs up. That really makes my day when you do that, guys. So, make sure that you do it. And we're still in quarantine here. I live in the Bronx, New York City. So let me know how things are going in your neck of the woods. What's going on? How are you doing? How are you keeping safe? Everything. Let me know. Drop a comment below. Okay, so like I said, we're still in quarantine here in the Boogie Down Bronx. It is the last week of May. What is today's date? May 27th, I think. It's a Thursday. And it was a very nice, beautiful day today. And so I decided to go out and do some shopping. And not just regular grocery shopping, but just to get other things that I need. New York City, give you, a little bit of rewind here. New York City is right now the only region in New York that has not been given the okay to start opening yet. We have 7 benchmarks that we have to reach. We only reached about 5 of them. We're in need of more hospital beds and more contact tracers, all right? That could go down when the number of cases go down due to the wonderful efforts of social distancing, or we could meet those benchmarks if maybe we get more hospital beds. I don't know. But this is what it is right now. And I went shopping today, like I said, and instead of doing my grocery shopping or going to the pharmacy, I went to Staples. Staples is still open. They're considered a essential service because the kids are still in school. Well, actually, yeah, they're not quite done yet because they finish in June. So they have a few more weeks. And people still need supplies because they're also working from home. And Staples has everything that they need to be able to move on with their lives. They also carry cleaning products and snacks. So they count as essential service. Anyway, not to get too much off the topic. I needed to get some printer cartridge and some reams of paper for my printer because I'm still in school as well, and I'm gonna need them for when my classes start up again. And I wanted to do a video of how things like the service is, and how they're doing social distancing at Staples when I got there, but my phone was just acting up like crazy. Maybe it was because of the warm weather today. I don't know. I have no idea. It wouldn't let me record, and I couldn't get to the file when I did record, when I was able to, so crazy, all right? My phone alone was a big frustration today. So I'll just tell you how that went at Staples and then what I did afterwards. Staples was pretty good. There was a little bit of a line. They are doing a very good job at doing social distancing. Everybody in there was wearing their mask correctly. There was a security guard that was making sure that everybody was wearing their mask, covering their nose and their mouth. And I had a very nice conversation with a woman online there, and it was nice. The shopping experience was very pleasant. The sales associates were definitely plentiful and more than helpful. Actually, one of them went out of his way to help me. I was looking for the paper, and he said, go up front. You got some up front there. And I said, no, I'm just going to go in the aisle because usually they keep the cheaper ones in the aisle. So I went into the aisle, and he said, "You pick the $9 one. There's ones that are up there for $5 each. Go pick them. That's why I was telling you to go up front." I said, "Oh my God." I wasn't even listening to the guy, and he was giving me some advice on how to save some money. So I went back and I put the $9 ones back, and I thanked him like 3 times because that was so helpful. And at first I was ignoring that because I just wanted to get what I needed and get out of there. I got the printer cartridge. Also, the cashier was very helpful too. And I have a color printer. That's my lovely printer there in my messy desk. And it comes in packages, number 241, 242. One is black and white, the other one is color. That's how I always get it. That's what I always tell them. I always get the twofer, but this time they didn't have it. So what the cashier did was she price matched the printer cartridges that I got. So I saved some more money, and that was very helpful as well. So I had a very good experience at Staples, thanks to the employees there, and doing what they do to make everybody comfortable and to keep everybody safe. After that, I wanted to go to one of the food vendors to get something to eat. And Bay Plaza is a very big plaza, and they have so many food vendors in there. Most of them were open, except for Burger King was not open. I'm not sure why. There's a Chinese food restaurant that was open, and there's Panera Bread, there's Applebees, there's BBQ'S, there's Red Lobster, and there's a whole lot more that I'm not mentioning. There was a bagel cafe that I ended up going to. And I wanted to go to the larger restaurants. I either wanted to go to Applebee's or Panera Bread. But I couldn't. I decided not to go to them because it was a little bit difficult, the process that you have to go through. You have to either call them up with your order through their app, or order online, and then go there and pick it up. You couldn't just go there and look at the menu and then tell them what you want and then wait for it. That's not how it was going. So I decided, no, thank you, because I really didn't want to, this phone was acting up. I have another phone also. That's low on battery. I didn't want to pull out my phone, get online, get on the internet and deal with what do I want? How do I place the order? Is it going to go through? No, I said no, thank you. So I walked around a little bit further, and I found this place called Bagel Cafe. They were open. I pushed the door open, and I was like, they didn't even look like they were open. I didn't even see any bodies back there because it was a little bit dark, but I went in there. I said, let me just give it a try. I pushed the door open, it opened, and I was like, yay, thank God you're there. So I got a nice bagels and lox, and that was very good. But since Bay Plaza is so big, it took me a while to, get over there to them. So I walked around for quite a lot. And then I had to go back across the plaza because I wanted to go to the grocery store and just buy some things that I need. Just get some ricotta cheese because one day this week, maybe next week, I'm going to make lasagna. And I need more ricotta cheese for that. So I had to go all the way back. And being that I was there and it was there in the same plaza, I didn't want to have to go, all the way to the one by my house because that's even longer. So carrying this heavy bag here, there it is down there. It doesn't look that heavy, but it has 2 reams of paper in there. That's kind of heavy. That's like 20 pounds right there. And carrying it for me, one who hasn't worked out in quite a while because I can't get to the gym because it's closed, my body was hurting, all right? Not that much, but it was just achy, and I was tired. And I was hungry, too. I mean, that bagel was good, and it only cut it for lunch, but when I got home, it was dinner time. I also, one of the purposes of my going to Staples was to ship something. Because since I'm a student, I have to rent my textbooks, or not all of them, but sometimes renting is the cheaper option. And so I rented one of my textbooks, and this company Amazon actually emailed me the other day and said, oh, okay, it's time. You have to return your textbooks. So I printed out the label, and I meant to do it at Staples, but I got into such a brilliant conversation with the customer standing behind me that I forgot. Where was my mind today? How do you forget to ship a book, which is actually kind of a heavy book that's been in your bag, and you forget to give it to Staples? All right. There was a 24-hour Staples located at Union Square. They were closed by the time I finished at Bay Plaza. Everything was closed. So I had no other choice but to find the nearest UPS. You have to send it by UPS because I guess that's how it was sent to me, and that's the label that came out. So find the UPS drop-off location and go down there and drop it off. Now, the closest available drop-off location was one of their lockers. They have this new thing set up where you press a few buttons on the computer, you tell them what kind of package you're sending out, and they have this locker door that opens up, and you stick it in there, and you scan your tracking number, you give them the tracking number, scan the label, I think, and you just stick it in the locker, and someone picks it up either before 6 o'clock or the next day, and you get a confirmation sent emailed to you, and you're good to go. Now, this particular location was in an area that is a bit far, maybe about like a half an hour walk and 20-minute bus. So I decided to take the bus. And I wasn't sure of where I was going. I got lost a little bit once I got out of the bus, even with my phone, because the signal was all messed up. And it's not in such a nice area. At least one of the areas in the Bronx that is much nicer during the daytime, but then it gets kind of shady at night. And so I was walking around for a little bit, and I finally found it because it's, set in. It's on somebody else's property. And I finally found it, and I dropped off my package. And then I walked back to the bus stop, and I'm home. And I got home, and I was so hungry. I cooked my food. I laid my body down for a little while because my body was still tired and achy and just did not feel like moving. And now I got my energy back, and now it's time for me to get dressed and put my pajamas on and go to sleep. So that was my day. One thing that I wanted to comment on is Applebees. Applebees is, a decent restaurant. They don't usually pride themselves with their drinks as much as other restaurants do, such as Fridays or BBQ'S. But today, I noticed that they were really trying to push their drinks. The reason why is because they have stiff competition in this shopping plaza with BBQ'S. BBQ'S has a much larger and more prominent property. So people were still lining up to go to BBQ'S, And Applebee's has been losing, apparently. I was talking to one of the other food merchants, and Applebee's has really been losing. So what they did, this is clever and catty, I think. What they did was they put a table right in their front entrance, not outside the restaurant, but just inside the restaurant, because they got a double door entrance, so between the doors. They put a table where they were really pushing their alcoholic beverages. They had them in pitchers on this table with the prices, and they had to-go cups. All they had to do was just pour the drinks in, put some ice in, maybe decorate it up a little bit, give it to you with the top and a straw, and that's it. You're good to go. They were really selling their alcohol beverages during this crisis. I thought that was particularly corny, you could call it. Maybe that's a nice word to say it. Immoral, I would say. Because I am completely against drinking alcoholic beverages or anything that can be harmful to the body. I'm against it. And in New York State, the governor has determined that liquor stores is still an essential service. I don't understand why. I don't know why. Restaurants are still open and they're doing takeout options, and it's still okay for them to sell alcoholic beverages on a to-go basis. And customers have purchased them on a to-go basis. So I kind of, get that, yeah, that's a part of the restaurant, blah, blah, blah. But I don't see how that's an essential service at all. I just don't get it. So for a company like Applebee's to be capitalizing on their alcohol during this time of year, or during this time in history, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. So I was going to order a hamburger from Applebee's, but then as soon as I saw that happening, I said, no, thank you. And I left. I didn't even talk to them. Didn't even say hello. I just stood there for a few minutes, looked, and walked away. And that was it. Am I going to order from Applebee's in the future? Yeah, maybe. I mean, obviously only food. I'm not sure, actually. I might, but I have to think about that. Maybe I will, maybe not. I have to decide, if that would be an appropriate action that I would take. Because I have gone in there before as a customer while they're obviously selling alcoholic beverages, and I've gone there and purchased food and desserts and things like that. So I don't know. I always put morals. I'm a very spiritual person, and I always put morals in front of everything that I do, and I always put my spiritual beliefs in front of everything that I do. So I'm going to have to think about that. But, that just kind of left a sour note on me. The interesting thing was I didn't see BBQ's doing that. Maybe they were doing it and making it a part of their ordering, and it was just, in the bags of the order. But I didn't see them, openly selling the alcohol like that. They just definitely didn't advertise it. They had a huge line, but they didn't advertise that they were selling alcohol. So if they did, I don't know. They found a way to conceal it. At any rate, that was my day. Quite an interesting one. And it was very tiring. Lots of walking around today, carrying heavy things. And I'm tired, so I'm going to go to bed. Thanks for watching, and drop a comment below. Give me a like, subscribe. As always, I love you guys. Be safe. Oh, before I forget, I got to tell you guys too. I decided to take a COVID antibody test just because I wanted to know if I've ever had the coronavirus before and didn't know that I had it, because I used to get sick all the time. I'm a teacher. I work with young kids. I was teaching in a daycare before the virus hit. I used to get sick all the time. Like maybe once every 2 months, once every 6 weeks, I would get some kind of upper respiratory infection from either the daycare or working with these kids, who are not covering their mouths with their arms when they cough, and wiping their nose, and boogers are dripping down their nose and everything like that. The deal. If you have kids, it's like, oh God, but you get used to it. And, I love the kids that I was working with. But I would get sick quite often. And I was concerned that one of those illnesses could have been COVID-19. So I went to go get my antibodies test, and guess what? I'm negative. That means that I never had the illness in the recent past, as far as we know, based on our scientific limited knowledge right now, because we're still learning about this virus as we go. But I never had it before. So that's kind of good news. And it made me feel good, because I'm always going out wearing the mask. I'm doing the social distancing thing. I'm following all the rules that the governor has ordered in New York City. And guess what? It paid off, all right? Because I didn't get sick. I never had COVID. Never, ever, ever, ever. And the doctor told me that as long as I still wear my mask all the time and wash my hands all the time, and do the social distancing and try to stay at home as much as possible, then I'm not going to get sick. All right? So that just goes to show, for those of you guys who are opposed to wearing the mask, because some of them are, or if you don't wear it correctly, like if you don't cover your nose and your mouth, it defeats the purpose. It works when you follow the rules. It works when you use the mask and cover your face the right way. It works when you social distance. This stuff works, all right? It definitely works. So, with that in mind, be safe, wear your mask. You can smile under it. I had to wash my mask today, so it's drying, so I'm not wearing it right now. But wear your mask and keep being safe. I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Bye. See you next time. Where's my stop button? There it is. You see, this is how tired I am. All right, good night.